What's up guys, Phantom here, back with episode 47 of my F1 2019 career mode, as we are going to the Baku city circuit for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for round 4 of season 3, as we are coming off our first podium in China, as is I think the first podium for Alfa Romeo in the career mode here, as we are still 4th in development here behind Mercedes, Haas, and Ferrari, as right now we have a front wing element for upgrading still left, as right there, as we were trying to finish off, I guess, sections. They didn't get these two upgrades, as we got the major upgrade last episode, so this will be the first race with it on, as we should have a little bit more downforce, which will be nice to the middle sector, as we still don't have very much durability, as we will go to qualifying at Azerbaijan.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised, in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that, and even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race, so I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before, though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
Seconds left in the session.
As we start out here in Q2, as we're going down the longest straight in Formula 1 here, as we are coming across the line to start our flying lap here at Baku, as we go a little bit deep into the first corner, as we come down the front stretch, as we are absolutely revving the engine, probably killing it. As we come across the line, we will be P9, as our teammate Raikkonen will be in P13, so he will not get into Q3, so it'll just be us. As we move on to Q3 with about 20 seconds left to make our qualifying run here, as we come across the line to start our flying lap here, as we come to turn 1 and nicely clip the apex there, as we come off the turn 2, as we come down the front stretch here and again rev the engine out massively, as we will come across the line and we will qualify P3 after Hamilton and Butler, as that is our best qualifying performance with Alfa Romeo this season, as we will move on to the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Can we talk about Toro Rosso? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Devon Butler put in a fantastic lap yesterday and will start from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have old-timer, Grosjean, Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc, Perez, Stroll, Verstappen and George Russell. Hulkenberg, Raikkonen, Carlos Sainz and Magnussen, Weber, Norris, Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. Giovinazzi and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
As we sit here on the grid in P3 behind Butler and Hamilton, as the fire lights are on for a very long time, and they will be out now as we get a good launch on Hamilton, but Butler gets away even better as we're going to go around the outside of Hamilton, who kind of squeezes himself there as we're going to go around the outside, but we're anticipating he will dive down the inside, but we will go around the outside of him and take P2 away from him. But as we come to the middle sector here, as there is now a green flag and Leclerc is out of the race as he looks to be fighting one of the racing points there, and he took too tight of an angle and is out of the race as one of the Mercedes has hit himself and has gotten a lot of damage there. As we come onto the backstretch here, as we are trying to defend from Hamilton, as we were going to make him go around the outside and go the long way around on him, as it looks like he doesn't have that much straight line speed compared to us, as Butler will set the fastest lap of the race, as we will go pretty defensive and overshoot really turn 1 there, and we're going to have to go massively defensive and give him the outside for turn 2, as we will now drag race to turn 3 as Vettel is kind of looking and sniffing around for an opportunity, as we will brake pretty early and give Hamilton space, and we won't squeeze him out. But as we go around the outside here, we will make it work and finally get ahead of him as we come onto lap 3 here, as there looks to be 3 wide battle for third place behind us, and it looks like Vettel has taken third as Verstappen is out of the race. So now both of the McLarens are out of the race, as on lap 5 we will come in to make our pit stop here, as Butler has basically pulled away there, as you see, as he's about to pull into his pit box, as he will come out of the pits, his pit stall, before we can block him and hold him up there, as he is a good 5 seconds ahead of us, as Vettel has slowly but surely has caught up to us as we come out of the pits in P6, but Weber, who is yet to pit, is right behind us, and we don't really want to get stuck with him behind him on old tires there, as Weber is looking and is in our slipstream, as he's going to go around the outside here, as we are going to brake and make the move stick and keep our position as we come on to the next lap, and we were getting some nice tow down the front stretch of Stroll there, as we are back into third place, as that is now second place, as whoever was in first has pitted, as we move on to lap 13 here, as Butler is well and truly gone, but Vettel has finally managed to get in our DRS range, and he's caught us on the last lap here, as we are kind of squirmy there a little bit, as we are using everything we've got to defend from Vettel, as we will try to break the slipstream as much as possible against him, as we will try to make him go the long way around and give him the least direct route, as we are going side by side, cross the line. We will lose out once again. Vettel has taken second place from us. He did it last year in China, and he's done it again here at Baku.
Great work from the Haas team. They take a famous win here today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
There aren't many teams, you know, as they come out onto the podium now, who could do what Haas have managed to accomplish here. It's hard to believe just how competitive they've already become. An amazing victory. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. Sebastian Vettel will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I think it's got to be Lucas Weber. Time and time again, he proves that he's someone who can quietly get the job done, and that's exactly what he's done today.
Let's move on to the constructors. The gap between Haas and the rest of the teams is extended yet further. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.